Today I'm going to show you how I wrote Simple Song in 9 easy steps. I'm going to take you through some of the techniques that I use to write Simple Song. And outline my steps, in the hope that you might find them interesting or it might inspire you to do something similar. The whole idea for this experiment was to keep everything as simple as possible and see just how quickly I could put together an original track. So let's get to it. Step 1. Start with a randomly generated number. This was mine. Now you can do this with any number, it doesn't matter what you pick, but generally if you have a few more digits, so I went for an 8-digit number, what you're going to get is something a bit more interesting and a bit more to work with. Pick a number, any number, that's step 1. Step 2, pick a key, any key, it does not matter at all. I went for A flat major because it was kind of in the middle, it didn't sound too happy or too sad, but really you could pick any key that you want. Step 3, use your original generated number to play the melody in your key. For instance, my number was 2147784, and in A flat major that relates to these notes, which is B flat, A flat, D, F, F, G, B flat and D. So the 2 is the second of the key, the 1 is the root, and the 4 is the fourth, etc. for all your numbers that you have. So that is your melody right there. Don't have to worry about picking up an instrument, it's just all based on numbers at this point. The second part to this is the timing of your melody. So you've got your notes and you've got what order you're going to play them, and now you need to know how long each one of those notes is going to last. So very simple, I just did it to whatever number it corresponded to. So for the second it lasts 2 beats because it's 2, for the root it lasts 1 beat because it's the first one in the key. For the fourth it lasts 4 beats because it's the fourth, and so on and so forth. And there you have your melody and timing and everything all wrapped up very, very quickly. Step 4 is our vocal melody, and for this I did exactly the same thing as our instrument melody, except I just reversed the number. So my vocal melody for me was 42877 So this way I've got an instrument and a vocal which start at the same point and end at the same point, but in the middle they kind of go out of time with each other and then come back, and it's all quite interesting. It's all very, very flowy. Writing lyrics was going to take too long for this challenge, so I did something else. I added all the numbers up in my original number to give me a total, and that gave me 35, and then I picked a book at random which was very close by, which happened to be this one, The Nation's Favourite Poems. And then what I did was I turned to page 35 and I used the top paragraph, which was this lovely paragraph here, if you can see that. And this is an excerpt of a poem called The Highwayman by Alfred Noyes. So there we go, that's our lyrics done and dusted in like 30 seconds. Step 6, record your instrument part and your vocal part, and there you go, you have a finished track. No, you don't have a finished track. You have an interesting phrase and interesting melodies to work on, but I wouldn't quite call it a finished song just yet. So, moving on. Step 7, adding extra parts. I started with the piano and I very quickly thought what would be the simplest thing to add here, and I thought chords, and then I thought, okay, what time signature is easy? 4/4, and what's one of the most common chord progressions? 1/4/5, and bam, there we go. A couple of minutes later we've got the whole piano part in and done. Just very, very simple, which is obviously the whole point. Step 8, adding bass. So same principles as piano, as simple as possible. Staying in 4/4 and just adding some held notes. I chose the root, the third and the sixth, as those were the kind of notes that had been missing from the melodies and that so far, and I thought it would fill out the harmonies quite nicely. Step 9 is the arrangement. Now this is the big one. This step took far longer than any of the other steps put together, which is basically turning this little phrase that I had, this 35 beat phrase, into an actual song. Just adding parts, taking away parts, trying to build tension and then release it, and then bring in a second section which was the same but not the same, and making it into a song. The drums were actually the last thing that we added to this track. Again, simple as possible. We fired up Easy Drummer, we picked straight 4/4 rock, first patch we picked, and it worked, and we were like, okay, yep, done. Essentially, I mean, added a couple of fills to it, but that is literally, it's just one drum beat that we picked, but it really helps to bring the whole piece together and make it feel like a proper song. So, to sum up, is this going to be a #1 hit? No, it is far too weird. I did have a lot of fun making this, and I think I created something that was quite cool and interesting and unique, and hopefully some other people might think that. Also, I probably learned quite a lot. I'm not sure what that is yet, but I probably learned quite a lot about the songwriting process and how quickly things can come together to make something that's not terrible. So I'm really happy with how it turned out in the end, and I hope that you enjoyed the piece. I also hope that you enjoyed this video explaining a little bit about the techniques and what I did to make it, and hopefully you found that interesting. Last thing, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please hit the subscribe button. It is very much appreciated. If you want to watch the full track of Simple Song, there is a link in the description, so go check that out. And yeah, we'll see you next week for another video. Bye bye!